Hi, everybody. My name is Hannah, and this is our last graphic novel book talk of the season. So, we're going to do this a little differently. I'm going to do a shorter video than normal, just share a few books with you, and then Kip is going to hop on right after I'm done, and Kip is going to share some titles that he finds thrilling. So, these are going to be short, digestible little videos with some picks for you. And if you miss any of these, I will add as a comment the book list of all the titles we will be discussing today. So before we get into it, these are going to be for older teens or adults. So these are going to have more mature content. So just a heads up with that. But the first one I want to share, this one is called Blue in Green. So Blue in Green, the main character is a jazz musician. And he recently just came back from the funeral of his late mother, and he is greeted with a jazz musician from the 60s. It's just kind of odd, and helps him become a better musician, but there seems to be a cost. And when you go throughout this book, the musician from the 60s might not be as he seems and might be more spectral in nature than originally thought. Next one here. This is a really good psychological thriller. This is called That Texas Blood. The main character for about a third of it is a Texas sheriff that has spent his whole life in the same town. He kind of grew to fame because he had to shoot his own brother when he was an officer when he was young. Never really dealt with it psychologically, and it kind of comes back in a really unfortunate way by him overacting big time when he needs to get a casserole dish back from one of his regular people that he interacts with. So that is the premise with this one. It's full of suspense. It's full of really good conversations, and the art is really cool. And if you just like stories set in Texas, this has got a really good Western theme to it. And this one can be a bit tricky showing the art. Sometimes it can get a little intense, but yeah. And before I forget, Blue and Green has a very unique art style. It's very wispy. So when I mean wispy, I mean like that. So next one here, this is a really good one if you like Eldritchian horror and sci-fi elements, and that is Injection. So the world has been poisoned by a few eco-terrorists, and now humanity is trying to deal with the consequences as the world gets weirder and weirder. There's more monsters and poisonings take place, all kinds of toxicity and icky things. But the neat thing about it is the art is very cool. They use a lot of blues and cool tones in this, which I thoroughly enjoy. This next one, The Woods. So the woods, over 50 people just disappear one day from the planet, never to be seen again. But then these same people reappear on another alien hostile forested world. So this is a survival story. There's all kinds of neat monsters in it. Like, let's see if I can find some cool critters. Yeah, cool critters. Yeah, there's really cool monsters in it. So this is just a classic survival story and a friendship building kind of adventure. If you like monsters and aliens and beat 'em ups, The Woods is a really fun one. And then Abbot. This is another good one if you like Lovecraftian horror and those kind of monsters, and this is set in Detroit. The main character is a investigative journalist trying to track down what killed her husband. So that is the backdrop for this one. It's cool because it's set in like 80s, late 70s Detroit. And it's got a very comic book feel to it. So if you enjoy just a classic comic book feel, the to a more modern story and a modern Lovecraftian twist, this is a really good one for you. And then my last one, this is a local pick, technically, because this one is set in Holland, Michigan. So this is called Everything. So what's really cool about this one, it's a local book. You gotta love your indies. 2, this is set, think of like a Walmart, but like cooler and cheaper. This Mega Mart got built in Holland where like everything is on sale and everything is perfect. The catch is the longer you shop there, the more you go insane and the more things seem to not quite match with the reality that you had when you walked in, but you never seem to want to leave either. So it's a very much a utopian spun on its head kind of book. And also it's just really spooky. But the art is so colorful, it throws you off. You don't know what to expect out of it a lot of the time. And the characters are really fun too. So here's another shot for you. So yeah, Everything. So all of these that I had to share with you, they're available in physical copy and on Hoopla. So if you enjoy any of those formats, those are both available to you. That is all I have to share with you today, but make sure to hang out on our Facebook or YouTube page because Kip will hop on shortly and share some of his picks. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.